Hey guys, it's Tony here. Today we'll be repairing a Samsung Galaxy S9. We'll be repairing the back glass. It's shattered in a few places. This is a fairly easy repair. I would say mostly anybody can do it as long as you got the right tools and as long as you got the new back glass. I'll leave links down below for the new back glass and the tools needed to do this repair. One thing to be careful of is when we'll be taking this glass off is to watch out for that fingerprint sensor ribbon cable. Another thing to keep in mind is that when we are removing this glass, we don't have to be super careful with the glass. Main thing is to protect this bezel. We got to be careful with that. First things first, what we got to do is we got to heat up the phone. You can use a hair dryer, or in my case, I'm using a heat gun. All right, so you want to heat it up so that it's just hot to the touch. What we're going to do next is grab this thin metal spudger, and we'll have to sort of wedge that in between the glass and the bezel. So what I like to do is I like to start off from the side, preferably where the glass is not cracked, because it's going to be a lot harder to work with. You just want to get it right in between the glass and the bezel, just like that. And for the most part, it gets in there pretty easy. Now you could also use a plastic card or plastic playing cards. Sometimes it's not best to use this kind of thin metal piece because it is metal, so it could scratch up the bezel. So if you don't want to risk it, definitely use a plastic playing card instead. It'll get the job done as well, but in this case I'm going to be using this. So you want to just get it in there, cut through that adhesive. There's adhesive strip that runs all the way along the edge, and there's also adhesive strips on the inside sort of. All right, so now let's remember again that once we come up to this right side, to be careful near that fingerprint sensor. So I went ahead and got this top area lifted up a little bit so that I can kind of open it up and be able to unclip that fingerprint sensor. Sometimes it will unclip easily itself, but I don't want to take the risk in damaging that ribbon cable. Go ahead and just unclip it like that. There you go, I was able to get it off. I got a lot of glass here. I'm gonna have to clean that up, but that didn't take so long. The only thing that we'll need off this back glass is that fingerprint sensor. So what I like to do is just heat it up on this side. Usually when you push it from the outside, it will just come out. So now I'm gonna go ahead and just push it from the outside. And there it goes. Now sometimes this fingerprint sensor comes off with this spacer that got left on here. It's very important that we take this spacer off and put it back on. So what I'll do is I'll grab a little plastic spudger that I have here. It lifts off pretty easily. I'm gonna go ahead and put this back on. There's an adhesive strip on top of this spacer, and I'm gonna go ahead and take that off. The new glass that I got will have a new adhesive strip. Whatever residue's left on, just make sure to clean that up so that our sensor sits nice and flush with the glass. We can clean up all this glue residue. We want to definitely clean that up nicely so that when we put the new glass on, it's going to be able to adhere very good. So for the most part, this glue should just come off just by rolling your thumb or finger over it, and it kind of just clumps up and rolls up. Whatever's left over and won't come off in this way, I'm going to be using some 91% rubbing alcohol to clean it off. So I went ahead and cleaned up. The next thing what we want to do is place this fingerprint sensor in that recessed area. And now we can put the new glass on. Here's the new back glass. Now we can go ahead and start putting this back glass on. We'll go ahead and start from the top, just line it up nicely. There, I have the top lined up. Now, because we had that recessed area for the fingerprint sensor, it should line up nicely as well. And if it doesn't, you can go ahead and move it around a little bit. Now what you want to do is just firmly press along all the edges and wherever the adhesive is. And that's all there is to it. Pretty quick and simple fix. I appreciate you guys watching. If you guys like this video, don't forget to smash that like button. Leave a comment if you have any questions, and don't forget to subscribe.